Watching Showtime's thousands of items. Get $300 to $500 whiz bucks off all TVs 35 inches and over. $20 to $200 whiz bucks off all receivers and loudspeakers. A $4.94 whiz buck when you buy 3 Sony Music Nice Price pre-recorded cassettes. And $200 whiz bucks off selected computers. This is it. The last 2 days to cash in on these dramatic super whiz buck savings. This Friday and Saturday only at Nobody Beats the Whiz.
Winner!
NYPD Blue this fall on CBS 2.
CBS, welcome home.
For the next 60 minutes, witness the extraordinary. Hello, I'm John Schneider. Tonight, right here on our stage, an exhibition of balance and artistry on Ordinary Extraordinary.
Using ordinary household items, the award-winning Chinese acrobats create the extraordinary. Tonight, a daring display of incredible precision and strength. When Kyle Romano was an infant, a near-fatal disease left him with no arms or legs.
I just said, God, if you're going to take my baby, take him now. Just don't let him suffer, because I didn't want him to suffer.
But today, Kyle is an extraordinary 10-year-old who lives an ordinary life.
I'm special because my limbs are gone. But everybody's special in their own way.
Tonight, Kyle's inspirational story.
Hi, I'm Leanza Cornett, and tonight on Ordinary Extraordinary, I'm headed to a place where this chainmail suit is the ultimate fashion statement.
They are one of the deadliest creatures on Earth.
The sharks will react to you.
I'm a little nervous.
How dangerous is it?
If it ever went badly wrong, it could be a horrendous event.
I feel okay.
See them, as I did, face to face at the bottom of the ocean. In an extraordinary program, scientists are creating lightning.
Launch.
And making it strike exactly when and where they want. And from the news of the extraordinary, the motorcycling cat, the coconut husker, and the stamp licker.
All of this and more tonight on Ordinary Extraordinary.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Schneider.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. Our show is about you. It's about your friends and your neighbors. It's about people who have gone past the ordinary and accomplished the extraordinary. Consider an ordinary day for a man named Ollie Ferguson. You see, Ollie spends his working hours underwater, feeding deadly sharks by hand. What's even more extraordinary? I'll tell you. My co-host, Leanza Cornett, did exactly the same thing. Watch.
Sharks strike a chord of fear in the human psyche. And with good reason. Most of what we know about sharks is shaped by Hollywood and local news reports.
2 times in less than 2 weeks, sharks have attacked man.
Lightning must have struck twice in recent days. 2 shark attacks in the Bahamas. 9 days ago, one man lost most of his left calf.
This is the Bahamas. 50 miles east of Miami Beach, these islands have long been a haven for recreational divers. They are also a home to sharks. In particular, the Caribbean reef shark, one of the 67 known species of sharks which attack people. I traveled to paradise, not for the beach, not for the sun, but to swim and feed man-eating sharks. My guide and protector, Ollie Ferguson.
If a shark comes in close and you feel a little intimidated, you can fend them off.
As dive master at the Underwater Explorers Society, UNEXO for short, Ollie makes his living leading shark tours, studying their behavior. and feeding them by hand.
Before you started feeding the sharks, what was your mental attitude?
Towards sharks?
Towards sharks.
Oh, I was deathly afraid of them. And I can remember that thumping of the old heart.
The program began in 1989 when sharks started to swarm around UNEXO's daily fish feeding program.
There were times in the early days when we were feeding out of plastic bags, and the sharks would come up and bite through the plastic bag. Bait would go everywhere. Sharks would go everywhere. Divers would go everywhere. We were all trying to get out of each other's way.
Divers from around the world still came to see the sharks fed, up close and in the wild. To protect themselves during feeding, UNEXO's divers would use billy clubs or their fists to keep the sharks away. But after one serious attack, everything changed, and all shark feeders started wearing a 27-pound stainless steel chainmail suit that the sharks could not bite through.
How dangerous, you tell me, is it, and what are some of the dangers?
It can be very dangerous. If it ever went badly wrong, it could be a horrendous event. You could end up with a severe bite, which would put lots of blood in the water. We would have somebody who was severely injured that would need immediate attention. And that's just something that we all have to accept, that it could go wrong. You know what, I think if it weren't for that, it would lose some of the thrill. And not that it's all about thrill, but I think that's an important part of it.
Instinctually, sharks react to the slightest human emotion, especially fear.
You tried to attract.
Ollie and the other divers realized that, protected by their chainmail suits, their fear subsided. The more comfortable they were in the water, the more comfortable the sharks were with them. Then, something happened that nobody expected. They became friends.
It's a pretty special feeling to have something that has the potential to do devastating damage to a person, that chooses instead to come up and interact in a very calm, cooperative way. They appear to enjoy being touched. You can actually pick them up and hold them. They almost swim into you and present themselves to you to say, you know, stroke me, pet me, pick me up, make me feel good.
I like it, I like it. So now I'm going to get to actually do this. What are the steps to become a shark feeder?
Well, the first step will be to go through essentially the academics of how do sharks behave with food in the water. The sharks will react to you. Follow that up very quickly with the most important part of the course, which is all the open water work. Starting with pool, we will teach you how to get into the suit.
I'm a little nervous.
And then get you into the pool. Use the regulators, clear your mask, and move around. And after the pool, it's right out into the ocean.
All right, we're on our way to Shark Junction. And once we get there, I'll put on my chainmail suit, descend 50 feet, and wait for the sharks. And I don't mind telling you, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, I feel okay.
As I went down the rope, I was virtually paralyzed with fear. And I kept repeating to myself what Ollie had taught me. Sharks will sense your fear. But I could literally feel my pulse racing. I fought to control my emotions. Still, every fish looked deadly. What was minutes seemed like an eternity. And just when I thought I had everything under control, everything changed.
When we got down there and we saw the first shark, I thought, there is nothing in the world like standing there and having this giant shark come at you, and that's like the wildest feeling.
Oh yeah, I still get that feeling today.
The first time that I actually got it in the mouth, I was like, yes! I was like, that's the coolest feeling. Now I know. Now I know what it feels like.
There were a couple times where I tried to feed close enough to your face that it wouldn't be in your face, you know, but you'd be able to see the predation, the teeth sort of come out.
That was scary. I found myself toward the end, too, wanting them so badly to come back and just, like, looking out for them. It's a wild thing to have a shark coming straight at you, and you see the white on the bottom and the gray at the top and the mouth kind of in. I mean, that's a freaky thing.
On the airplane coming home, I wrote in my journal that this was my walk across fire, a breakthrough moment. And after conquering this, I left the Bahamas with a newfound confidence.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, now we've talked about this quite a bit. Now, this was a particular triumph for you because you're not really all that fond of water.
When I got there, I thought, I will never be able to do this. And I kept taking it 10 minutes at a time. If I can survive 10 more minutes, I'll be fine.
How long were you under there?
An hour.
An hour. What she's not telling anybody out here that I know. Now, something happened.
I had a very scary moment. In fact, we have that moment on videotape. Roll it, Mo. Now here, you see the swarm of fish. What you don't see is this very big fish called a dog snapper. It has razor-sharp teeth that are conical, which means that it actually could bite through the chain mail. And I'm trying to feed the shark, but ow, the dog snapper just bit me. But I was okay.
You're okay. Yeah, I want to show people you're okay. All right, you're okay, but you are marked.
I'm scarred for life.
You are marred because of that.
The dog snapper.
The dog snapper.
Very scary.
Which has got to be the Mike Tyson of all fish.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen. Now, you spent the last few months doing all kinds of crazy things.
I really
all over the
have.
world.
You got it. And now, actually, you're going to see
a little preview from next week's show when they sent me out rock climbing.
Oh my God. Now here I am, almost 400 feet above the ground, and that's where I met an extraordinary gentleman named Dan Osmond. When Dan climbs, he uses only his hands and feet, and I got to see what he does up close and personal.
I'll show you the whole story next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, Leanza Cornett, my extraordinary co-host. Yeah!
Later in the show, an ordinary man will use these ordinary postage stamps to create the extraordinary.
And direct from Beijing, the extraordinary artistry of the incomparable Chinese acrobats.
And when Kyle Romano was an infant, a near fatal disease left him with no arms or legs. Today, he is an extraordinary 10-year-old who lives an ordinary life. Kyle's story next.
The only thing better than spending the night in a bed like this is spending the next day in it.
It is a place you call your own, a place all yours, a place called home.
The JCPenney Home Collection is a brand of perfectly coordinated bedding, bath, and window coverings that help you make the place you live the place you love.
JCPenney, I love your style.
Save now at the JCPenney Window Covering Sale.
McDonald's has gone wild with a big summer deal in honor of George of the Jungle. Disney's big summer movie in theaters now. You can get 2 beefy Quarter Pounders with cheese for just $2. No wonder everyone's swinging into McDonald's. That's right, 2 Quarter Pounders with cheese for $2. Huh? And at breakfast, they're going wild over 2 sausage McMuffins with egg for just $2. Now that's a big deal.
May I help you?
Have a Mickey D!
34 boys, 3 bathrooms, and a new Glade Spin Fresh in every one. Because it not only keeps the bathroom fresh continuously, Glade Spin Fresh delivers an extra burst of freshness with every spin.
Refillable Spin Fresh, fresh from Glade.
This is how water flows through clean drains. But over time, this gunky buildup slows drains down.
You need Drainomax Buildup Remover. It's the best because it starts working faster. Whoa. Get the Max.
We know how you feel about your cat and how your cat feels about seafood.
Seafood.
Introducing new Whiskas with flaky bits of real fish you can actually see. And only Whiskas has Vitalife to help strengthen your cat's natural defenses. Get the great taste of seafood. Seafood in new Whiskas with Vitalife. Make friends for life with Whiskas. Whiskas.
In the beginning, the Bob Newhart Show begat the show Newhart, and Newhart begat the show Bob. And lo, this fall Bob will beget George and Leo.
George and Leo, this fall on CBS.
Welcome back. The first thing you're going to see when you meet 10-year-old Kyle Romano is an ordinary boy. An ordinary boy who has no arms and no legs. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, his image may shock you.
But after a few minutes in his presence, what impressed us most was his extraordinary personality, spirit, and heart.
And when you get to know him, we hope you won't see Kyle for what he doesn't have, but for what he does have. He was a normal boy for the first 14 months of his life, until one extraordinary night in 1988.
We really thought that he had the flu, so we put him in bed with us that night. And it was about 4:30, 5 in the morning, and I noticed that Kyle was very restless. He was rolling back and forth and stuff. So I went to change his diaper, and that's when I went crazy. That's when I knew we were in trouble. His entire back was black and blue.
Chris and David Romano didn't know it yet, but Kyle had meningococcemia, an extremely rare bacterial infection that can strike anyone at any time.
It invades the organs. It can occur in a healthy child, and within hours, they can succumb to coma and even possibly death. Kyle had a very, very serious infection, and there was a chance that we may lose him.
As we admitted Kyle, my mother was coming in. And she said, "Oh, I'm going to go see Kyle." And I said, "You can't see Kyle. Kyle's dying." So all I remember is going upstairs and a nurse coming out and saying, I just said, "God, if you're going to take my baby, take him now. Just don't let him suffer." Because I didn't want him to suffer. I wanted it to be quick if he was going to go. And I didn't want him to have to fight to not to live.
Doctors fought to keep him alive, and they did. But the toxic infection had to be cut off before it reached Kyle's heart.
It was very hard to accept that, yes, we have saved Kyle. However, we were going to be faced with the fact that he will lose, a very important part of him, which is, 4 extremities.
He was airlifted to Shriners Hospital in Cincinnati, Ohio, where the best medical team for Kyle was standing by.
Chris and I were just hoping for the best and thought, well, it's not going to be too involved. He may need skin grafts, he may lose a finger or two, but we didn't know how extensive it was.
But after looking at Kyle, Dr. Terry Hausinger told the family to be prepared.
He had told us that if it was quick, meaning the surgery was like an hour or so, it meant that he had to amputate all 4 and wasn't able to save a lot. If it went into hours, it was a better sign because he was able to save more because it was more work.
The doctor appeared in just 45 minutes.
We went from a child who weighed 33 pounds to a child that weighed 11 pounds. But from that point on, it was almost like you didn't need to cry anymore. Because even though it was heart-wrenching and he lost so much, he looked like Kyle again.
He looked at peace. He looked like the baby we had before he got ill and taken him to the hospital. Just a little smaller.
Hey, cheese. Give me a kiss.
This is just 6 months after his amputation.
When Kyle was first amputated, they promised us nothing. I mean, they promised us that he may never sit up by himself. He may never feed himself. He may never do anything for himself because he was a quad amputee so short.
Hang on a second.
When these pictures were taken, Kyle was 8, and no one was telling the Romanos what Kyle couldn't do.
One thing we've been looking for Kyle from the start is a matter of independence for him. He's pretty independent now as he is, but we want him to be able to grow in that independence as an adult.
An important part of Kyle becoming self-sufficient has been his canine companion, Sandy, who provides important emotional support, as well as help with simple tasks.
She sleeps with me every night on the end of my bed. Sometimes before I go on the bed, she goes on my bed and takes my pillow.
Today, at age 10, Kyle is a 4th grader at Grady Elementary School in Tampa, Florida. He's a straight-A student with an insatiable thirst for knowledge. During this cooperative writing assignment, it's clearly Kyle who's in charge.
Okay, Jerry. No, wait. You pick it up from here.
At school, Kyle and his pals are typical 10-year-olds. His classmates accept Kyle for who he is, not what he looks like.
Get set, go. I think Kyle is really neat because he can do cool things, and he plays with me a lot, and he's like one of my best friends. Well, he is my best friend. No. He's one of my best friends. He is my best friend.
That's not a little boy that just rolls well. That's a little boy that has everything that it takes to be a wonderful boy and a wonderful man. And I get angry when people look at him differently. And he's just a regular kid with an exceptional body and is able to get past all the barriers that many of us can't get past.
I don't want people to say that this kid looks weird and stuff. I have a normal personality and everything, just my limbs are gone. I'm special because my limbs are gone. But everybody's special in their own way.
When the neighborhood kids play their regular games of street hockey, they play Kyle style.
If it goes underneath Kyle's wheelchair, we count it as a block. Yep.
Kent is Kyle's younger brother and his best friend.
I mean, they fight like any normal brother relationship. Since Kent was like 2 years old, they just are pretty much inseparable.
I like Ken as my brother. I think he's the best brother in the world. Good puppy.
But in the local mall, the fact that Kyle doesn't cover up his disability is painfully obvious in the stares of those who don't know him. It's a perception that Kyle and Sandy worked very hard to change.
I just want them to know that I can do as much stuff as them and I can do better stuff than them. Hello, I'm the all-time job!
For Kyle, the sky's the limit. There's no limitations. Whatever he wants to do, I guarantee he'll find a way to do it.
I love being in the water. I can get cool and it feels like you're floating in outer space.
You know, you're proud of your kids and their accomplishments and what they do. And no one, I would think, would know the difference from my discussion of my child from anyone else until they see a picture.
His limbs don't make him. I mean, there was something, for some reason, that God saved Kyle. So, I mean, no matter how he was in the end as an end result, as a parent loving this child and giving birth to this child, you would take him any way you could keep him. You know, just to be able to hold that child for the rest of your life.
We'd
like to thank all of the people at K9 Companions for Independence who told us about Kyle's story.
So, if you have an extraordinary story that you'd like us to tell, please contact us at area code 213-520-5437, or you can drop us a line or send a videotape to Post Office Box 4361, Hollywood, California, 90078.
We look forward to hearing from you, and we'll be right back.
The people who make Zantac would like you to know, if you've been taking prescription-strength Zantac, you may be able to take Zantac 75 to relieve your tough heartburn. As your doctor can tell you, Zantac 75 contains the same medicine as prescription-strength Zantac, and Zantac 75 is available over the counter. Ask your doctor if non-prescription strength Zantac 75 is right for you. Zantac 75.
I mean, if you do it right, it's really like getting a little bit of a vacation every day. We love these afternoons. The snacks help make it special.
You know what's really good on a Ritz? Sour cream with salsa.
You guys, Ritz with tomato and mozzarella.
Go on. Now.
We're all so different, but we've been friends for years.
I love that soup.
You start with the Ritz, then you add a little of this, a little of that. Everyone's happy.
Let her be the shark. You're always the shark.
I just like to have a good time.
Ritz. Open a box, make up a snack.
Lose the buzz.
Oh. Ah. You okay?
Your backhand was a little... it's his elbow.
I have Advil right here.
I tried this.
Aleve? Did you see the dosing restrictions for people over 65?
Uh-uh.
You can't take more for hours, even if your arthritis pain comes back.
It's back. Now I know why my doctor recommends Advil. Next time, then you'll be buying lunch.
You're on.
Nothing is proven to work better or last longer than Advil.
Dust bunnies. They settle on floors, tables, blinds, lots of places waxy furniture polish shouldn't go. But N-Dust, like a magnet, gathers them up from floors, tables, blinds, wherever they hide. No wax N-Dust, the dust magnet.
If there's one person who can keep your kids off drugs, it's probably you. The #1 reason teenagers give for not doing drugs is keeping the trust of their parents. They are listening.
Monday, when Madeline Kahn gets lovesick, Cosby gives her an old remedy.
You are? Shocked and confused.
Then, when tempers run hot,
Catch the fever!
will Raymond get burned?
He screamed and then he stormed out.
Who the hell in this family acts like that?
Everybody loves Raymond after Cosby, CBS Monday.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. An ordinary drinking glass, an ordinary chair. Well, they're ordinary, that is, until they're placed into the hands of our next guests.
Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable Far East Circus.
This is 21-year-old Jun Lee Sun. Trained in Beijing, she is considered the best in the world at the ancient Chinese art of glass balancing. son is now joined by Lily. Together, they will stack 6 chairs, 2.5 stories high, in an extraordinary display of precision and balance. Using this ordinary piece of wire, scientists can now control one of the deadliest forces of nature.
Come on.
And from the news of the extraordinary, the motorcycling cat, the coconut husker, and the stamp licker.
She's gonna love this.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
Oh, can I see? Okay, it's a card for your mommy. So pretty, isn't it? See, it's two little girls.
I see that.
Reminds me of when your mommy and I were little. Cute.
So you think she'll like it?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it is okay to look for the hallmark on the back of a card. In fact, you might want to do it before you buy one.
Wonder where she gets that from.
You know what to look for in a card. Hallmark.
Ordinary Extraordinary will continue.
This fall, something amazing is coming to CBS.
Awesome.
The CBS Friday Night Block Party. 4 great shows. Family Matters, Mego, Gregory Hines, and Step by Step.
Is this gun for real?
No. It's the biggest comedy bash anywhere.
Dad, sometimes you are so strange.
The new CBS Friday. You won't find laughs like this anywhere else. The CBS Friday Night Block Party coming this fall.
The very latest in safety features. That's why you drive a Ford Taurus. With safety cell construction, airbags, and available anti-lock brakes.
The handling alone makes me feel safe.
Nothing in its class gets a higher crash protection rating than Taurus.
What do you expect? It's the best-selling car in America.
For the 5th straight year.
Now get 4.8% financing or $1,500 cash back on Taurus.
Safety first, last, and always. That's why you drive a Ford.
You're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss it. You missed it. Remember star 69 when you're not in time. 9X will return the call for you. Not in time? Star 69. Only from 9X.
It happened. A man-eating shark charges a helpless swimmer. A speeding oil truck misses a locomotive by just inches. This fall, if it's on tape, it's on real TV.
New this fall on CBS 2.
The Brooklyn bomb plot. Exclusive details at 11.
CBS. Welcome home.
The extraordinary can happen at any time, anywhere in the world. And when it does, we will find it and we'll bring it to you in a segment we call News of the Extraordinary.
Yes. Now remember, everybody, everything that you're about to hear and see is real. Dateline, Napier, New Zealand, and the story of a man, his cat, and his motorcycle. This is Max Corkill, and this is his 9-year-old cat, Rastus. Add transportation and you have a 9-year-old cat that rides a motorcycle. Now, there are no illusions, there are no leashes, just the sound of wind blowing through the fur on the open highway.
He was a natural. I put him on and he loved it from day one. Rastus, of course, loves to ride. No matter what it is, he's got to be along. He averages about 650K a day.
There are no official statutes regarding cats and motorcycles, so these two aren't really breaking any laws. But Rastus is doing what he can to promote helmet safety. Being on the open road gives you time to think. And believe me, Max and Rastus have been on that road for a long time.
He's more like a dog in most of his ways. He never stops wagging his tail. And he sits and stays, and leads can be tied up, and everything about him is more dog-like than cat-like. I think he's been a dog in his past lives.
Dateline, Khon Kaen Province, Thailand. It's New Year's Eve, and there's not a snake to be found.
Imagine that.
This is the quiet city of Khon Kaen, Thailand. It is home to 48 king cobras, which are the most lethal snakes in the world. In Khon Kaen, there is virtually no crime rate. Here, 8-foot cobras literally run wild amidst the villagers. Once a year, they have a festival, all part of a Thai marketing plan to promote tourism. The festival's main event is a man versus snake competition. The object? To survive. In a hypnotic event that sort of resembles pro wrestling, contestants try to grab a coiled cobra by the neck and lift him in the traditional cobra press. Easier said than done. This is not a sport where you want to finish in second place. But this year, one local contestant sported a right-handed martial arts move known as a gift chi. That alone propelled him into the winner's circle. His prize? Firewood and a victory parade through town.
Dateline, Honolulu, Hawaii. Our cameras caught up with Aipu Tutai, a woman with the most extraordinary teeth on the planet. Watch. Aipu Tutai is a kindergarten teacher. Well, she's not exactly your typical kindergarten teacher. You see, her skills go far beyond just teaching and hula.
When I hear the drums beatings, that gives me the strength to do it. So I go.
What Aipu does is really extraordinary. Get this, in less than a minute, using only her teeth, Aipu bites, tears, and rips like there's no tomorrow. Aipu is all woman. As a matter of fact, she's the self-professed Wonder Woman of the Cook Islands.
The front part of the coconut is very hard to open, but it depends on your teeth, how strong they are.
In a sport where there's no official record keeping, Aipu has got to be the Michael Jordan of oral coconut husking.
I'm the only woman in the whole world who can do it with her teeth.
But not even Ai-Poo's teeth of steel can fully achieve the real fruits of her labor. Nope. In the end, it's her ordinary elbow that prevails.
Dateline, Tübingen, Germany, home to college student Karsten Esser, a man with great taste. And he's here with us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Karsten Esser, the stamp licker.
Tell us exactly what it is that you do.
I can identify countries from all over the world just by licking their stamps whilst wearing a blindfold.
Of course.
Now, if you're ready, I'm going to now put on your blindfold.
Here we go.
While John is going to choose a volunteer from the audience to pick out a stamp.
In this bag, there are envelopes that we have placed ordinary postage stamps from 28 countries around the world. Wait a minute. Is he blind? He's blindfolded? He can't see anything?
Oh, yes.
You can't see a thing?
No.
Not even your shirt? I'm convinced. All right, Katie, reach in there. Pick something out. All right. Karsten, we have picked an envelope out, so everyone there can see it. The envelope contains 3 identical stamps. Karsten, the stage is yours. There's one.
Glue side down. Okay, here he goes. Licking. I have to ask, Karsten, are you dating anybody?
Is there another one? Because
yes,
it's very small.
You getting any hints there? Does it taste like pepperoni or anything? He's eating the stamp, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a very sticky one.
It's a sticky stamp.
It's not from Europe, I'm sure. I guess that stamp comes from the Republic of South Africa.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen! Karsten Esser, the stamp licker, yeah!
Rumor has it there's a Porsche owner out there who also owns a Saturn, and sometimes he races it. Hard to believe? Well, it's even harder to find, because Porsche owners haven't been very forthcoming.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's the biggest crock. Still, it is something we wanted to see, especially when we heard that sometimes he wins. Well, it is just a rumor.
Have a banana, Hannah. Try the salami, Tommy. You whip the gravy, Davy. Everybody eats when there's Peptid AC. You can be heartburn-free with Peptid AC.
17 stitches. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I saw the 2x4 that hit you. You must be hurting.
Not anymore. Doctor gave me Tylenol, extra strength.
Looked like a lot of pain.
Don't remind me. Let's go.
Tylenol, the pain reliever hospitals use most.
Anybody home?
Sometimes the best reunions happen by chance.
We were hungry.
Now you can always be ready with the best Ziploc storage bag ever. New Ziploc Color Lock bags have the only color seal you can see and feel. So all the love you put in today comes out just as fresh tomorrow.
Great meal, Mom.
You got something I could take this home in?
I think I could find something.
New Ziploc brand Color Lock bags. Ziploc was made for tomorrow.
Come, take a seat at our table. It's the Olive Garden's new chicken scampi. Sautéed chicken covered with a rich garlicky sauce that has just a hint of wine. With all the salad and breadsticks you'd like. Just $8.95 at the Olive Garden.
This one's different. Soft Soap Body Wash. The only one that combines an antibacterial formula with moisture beads. So dads, moms, even kids love it. Soft Soap Gentle Antibacterial Body Wash. Wash away the germs, not the softness.
All new on CBS, a spy controls a U.S. warship. Now only one man stands between war and peace.
Down!
Jag, CBS next. You mean this robber escaped from jail, got caught, and they let him go? And you wonder why crime is out of hand in America? 60 Minutes, Sunday.
Welcome back. Now, it may surprise you, but did you know that over 100 bolts of lightning hit the Earth every second of every day? Now, for some, nature's fireworks are mesmerizing. But for others, an electrical storm can be a deadly force of nature.
Now a group of scientists are going to extraordinary lengths to study lightning, and they're doing it by making it strike exactly where they want.
Lightning is pure electricity. A live wire up to 10 miles long traveling at the speed of light. A single bolt is only the diameter of your thumb.
Oh my God, right in the video.
Burning 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun in terms of sheer power. Burning 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun in terms of sheer power. Lightning is the most destructive force on Earth. It took only a single lightning bolt to completely destroy this church in St. Louis.
Unbelievably, lightning kills more people than tornadoes and hurricanes combined. Sadly, up to 200 Americans die every year from lightning strikes. The majority of victims are boaters and golfers. This is Guy Arnone, just minutes after he was struck by lightning in a parking lot near his Calabasas, California office.
The next thing I knew, I heard a smack, and it sounded like it was a crash, like a gun had gone off. And the next thing, and I looked up, and just instantly I looked up and I saw a guy laying face down on the ground. He had smoke coming off from him.
I'd ruptured an eardrum, had first and second degree burns over my body, had cardiac arrest. My blood vessels, my nerves, my bones and muscles just torn to pieces. Internally, you were like a microwave. You were just cooked. Not afraid, but I do respect it. I'm not out there with a lightning rod trying to attract it, that's for sure.
Guy Arnone didn't ask to be hit, but Ben Franklin did. And for almost 250 years, American scientists have been trying to predict the unpredictable. Now, at the Langmuir Laboratory in Socorro, New Mexico, atmospheric scientists like Dan Davis have launched lightning research into the space age. How?
His kite is a rocket. His key is a Kevlar wire a quarter-mile long, a portable lightning rod shot directly into a thunderhead. Now, with any luck, lightning will hit the rocket, travel down the wire, and strike Davis's equipment on the ground.
Davis and his team work from a protective underground bunker. Davis has to launch his rockets by blowing into a plastic tube. If he used an ordinary metal trigger, the lightning generated could travel down the wire and impact the bunker with 1 billion volts of electricity.
Countdown 10. The whole process is very anxious, and it's full of a lot of excitement and stuff because you have to stay very primed on the fields and wait for the right time, and then go. 5. It's kind of like waiting for fireworks. Launch. Yeah.
Like a trigger, Sam. Congratulations.
Successful trigger.
Located on a military base just outside Jacksonville, Florida, is an area known as Lightning Alley. Scientists at the International Lightning Research Center are taking rocket-triggered lightning one step further. You see, they're studying lightning by making it strike exactly when and exactly where they want it.
Obviously, you can't walk up to the lightning bolt and put a meter on it. So we have to come up with another way to determine what's going on inside the lightning flash.
Researchers here also launch rockets trailing long wires that create lightning. But now, this massive surge can be channeled to strike anywhere they choose in their own virtual city.
complete with power lines, airport runway, and simulated home.
The intent is to strike the simulated house as like a normal house gets struck by lightning. And what we do is we trigger off the tower, and then the lightning current is measured, and then it's injected into this wire, which comes down into the ground rod that goes to the house. Inside the house is the paraphernalia of a normal house, electric meter, circuit box, loads. So we're looking to see what kind of voltages and currents are injected into the system through the house's ground. One day we'll know exactly what kind of equipment to put on the meter in your house so that if lightning strikes your house, you don't get all the electrical stuff destroyed. And that day will be pretty soon.
The experiments Dr. U-Man conducts can't be done without real lightning. But this elusive force of nature isn't exactly cooperative. During a limited summer window, when Florida is predictably stormy, scientists will wait for one of only 25 hits they will get all year. Dr. U-Man uses the latest in weather forecasting technology, including the National Lightning Detection System, a computerized network that registers each and every lightning strike in the United States instantaneously.
There's a new lightning. It's another lightning in Miami. You see every one of these little spots here is a recent lightning.
The team is now at the mercy of nature. They wait and watch until the storm is directly overhead. And when it happens, and you actually catch lightning in a bottle, the results are nothing short of extraordinary.
When? Yes! You know, and it was very exciting. It's an interesting phenomenon to be around and be that close to a powerful phenomenon of nature.
You have a question that you want to answer that's practical. Very often when you do those, you discover science that you didn't know you were going to discover. It doesn't turn out to be as simple as you thought it was going to be. So every strike is a particularly important event and an exciting event.
Wish you were as soft and smooth as your friends? You need a whole new way to shave. New Skintimate Smooth Shave. A unique exfoliating formula that actually lifts away dry skin while you shave. You've never been smooth like this. New Skintimate Smooth Shave. One more way to love your legs. It's got comfortable seats, plenty of leg room, lots of storage, hugs curves, and handles like a dream. It's Arizona. Jeans that can take you places. On sale now. Only at JCPenney.
CBS Sunday, Delta Burke in an unforgettable role.
I sold my baby for $50.
A powerful story of redemption, touched by an angel, the homecoming, then a married student, a young professor.
He's coming on to you.
And an act of betrayal.
Please don't do this, Josh.
Reba McEntire, Is There Life Out There? CBS Sunday.
See a toddler who dribbled before he walked.
Basketball?
And a senior citizen who just can't miss. An all-new Ordinary Extraordinary, CBS next Friday.
Transworld Airlines is working to earn your business with new standards of reliability, on-time performance, and new planes. TWA, we want to be your airline.
Welcome back. We end tonight right where we began, with a story about one of the most awesome creatures ever to inhabit the earth. 50-foot whale sharks. Now, these are the largest fish known to man, and every year they have a love affair with underwater photographers. This is tonight's last look at the extraordinary.
Every March and April in the warm waters off the coast of Australia, expert divers and naturalists Valerie and Ron Taylor search the ocean depths for a fish of mythic proportions. At first glance, a whale shark is startling. As big as a tractor trailer with a mouth that can easily swallow several people at a time, thousands of teeth line this monster's jaws. Yet, this is a gentle beast. For the Taylors, the whale shark is a modern-day photograph opportunity of images that have existed since the time of the dinosaurs. For this moment in time, it is man and beast swimming side by side. An extraordinary deep-water ballet. A love affair to be rekindled, same time next year.
Well, that's our show for tonight. Thank you for watching, and thank all of you for being a part of our program.
And please remember, if you're looking to bring something extraordinary into an ordinary day, this is the place. Good night.
Time is running out.
I'm taking the boy.
Run!
For a family held hostage.
Sonny!
Take one step, I'll kill you both.
Dr. Quinn, medicine woman. Then, a paper from the past holds a clue to the future.
Everybody get down!
But the only man who can stop it is a suspect.
Jerry, run!
Early edition after Dr. Quinn Saturday.
If you've been waiting to buy a new minivan, the Dodge Big Summer Clearance plays right into your hands. You see, it's even bigger than you might think. With up to $1,000 cash back on Caravan, or pay this low price for our 7-passenger Caravan, making it the lowest priced minivan in the industry. So hurry to the Dodge Big Summer Clearance, because if you haven't figured it out already, it's big. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
He escaped.